Hey.
Hell yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the All Sports Matter podcast. The purpose of the show is to focus on sports that matter to us. So don't expect us to talk about cricket, golf. We'll do a little bit of tennis here and there, and we might do a little bit of baseball. We drop a podcast every once a week, so make sure you follow us on Out the H Media on YouTube and on IG. All right, Orlando. So we're moving on to a topic that I pretty much hated on a couple podcasts ago. I want to say it was probably like the second or third, and it was about the. Let me get this right. The Concacaf Nation Final. No, Concacaf Nation League Final.
Yes.
Right, where it was
Yes,
supposed to be
it's a
the top.
mouthful.
It was supposed to be the top four best teams in the Concacaf playing.
Top two, right?
And then and then the top two
are the final.
was the U.S. and Mexico.
Yes.
And I'll be honest with you, I hate myself for watching it. I hate myself for being entertained by it.
Well,
I hate myself for
I think it was the most
getting
entertaining
mad at
event
it.
of the night, to be honest.
Of the night,
Of the
though?
night.
Come on, bro. You're telling me you didn't tune in for the Logan Mayweather fight, man? Come on.
Hey, man. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. That's how it goes, right? Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad you had a check with
Yeah.
me. Okay.
Okay. But, yeah, man, I'm done with Mayweather. Like, he is the perfect scammer. Man, he's a scammer.
Man.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So, the game was crazy. I mean, lack for better words.
Hey, all I'm saying is every time I go to a Mexico game,
Yeah.
I just feel like there's like my life is a little threatened in the
Oof.
sense of not like I don't feel like I'm in danger,
Uh-huh.
but there's always that edge, like
I'll say-
like, don't say the wrong thing to the wrong person.
Man, listen, I'll say it like this, man. If you go to a Mexico game, you better be Mexican.
Yeah, you better be Mexican.
You better be wearing a green shirt. That's all I'm gonna say. When I wear a green shirt, I'm Gucci. Like,
You're part of the family.
yeah, bro, I'm part of the familia. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things. Like, oh, we're jumping that fan. All right, I guess I have to join
Stop,
now.
chill. Chill.
Like, oh, I guess I gotta join now. I mean,
Chill.
I can't back out, man. I don't know. It's the blood in, blood out, bro. And so, but yeah, man, it's definitely one of those things that it's always, man. I hate saying this,
The
but
environment's super.
bro,
It's a special environment.
oh, the environment.
I feel like that was the environment, the Aztecs had in the pyramids when they were celebrating,
yeah. Can I give you
and without a sacrifice,
right?
it's not really a party.
Right.
Right. We don't use blood anymore, but we use tequila.
Can I provide just a little insight, right? Me and you, we've been to plenty of Mexico games here in the Reliant, at the AT&T Stadium. We've been to the games. Now, I've had, it's been a privilege for me to go to the Azteca, right?
Okay.
And for me, the environments are two different things. Like,
From here in the Azteca?
from the Azteca and the games that are played in the U.S.
And NRG is
NRG and the AT&T, the ones that we've been to.
AT&T. We went to watch Argentina,
Yeah.
Mexico.
Dude, those games, the games over there and over, like, I feel more safe going to the Azteca
Wow.
than going to NRG as far as a Mexican
Wow.
fan. Like, I am completely honest with you. Like, I'm looking at it where the fans in Mexico are a little bit more playful. Like, they're more like,
more welcoming.
more welcoming,
Okay.
because to them it's like, it's to provide they want to be respectful, honestly.
Yes.
Because I remember that the US fans, because I went to watch Mexico US play for a qualifier for the World Cup, and their fans were, I was near the fans. I was kind of far, Yeah, they gave him, little, words and like a couple beers spilled here and there.
Yeah.
But for the most part, man, it was pretty chill. Like there was no real fights. There was no like just abuse, right? Like from
Yeah.
Mexico fans to U.S. fans in Mexico, right?
Mm-hmm.
From what I saw.
Okay.
Right? And I saw some U.S. fans, they went by themselves, like no security or no nothing.
Okay.
They rode the same metro that I did. They were in the same seats that I was, and they were in the crowd.
Yeah.
And it was all good. Like, a little just bit of taunting, whatever, but it was all good, right? Versus when here in the U.S., it's like you better be ready for a fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you just
you
got to
know.
watch out because it could go down at any
Yeah.
moment, and you're just like, you're literally watching your back
Yeah.
because you just never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. I think the difference is the Second Amendment. Nah. To be fair, I haven't been to Mexico to the Mexico Azteca Stadium, but I find that really surprising. I would think
Yeah.
it'll be a little bit worse over there.
Yeah,
But
and
yeah,
same
every
here.
time, even though I'm Mexican, I'm just like, man, I just don't want to say, because people get lit. People
Yeah.
are drunk.
Yep.
People are very loud, and
Yep.
people are aggressive.
Yep.
In the Mexican game.
Yep.
I don't know if it's one of those things of like whenever you have a dog tied, and then like whenever you let the dog tied for a week in the yard, and then you finally let him loose, he goes a little crazy. I don't know. It's because not trying to get off topic, but the thing is, we don't get a lot of Mexico games here in the U.S. compared to Mexico.
Mhm.
So over there, they're used to having a lot of games.
Mm-hmm.
And here in Houston, like, we get one a year, two a year.
It depends on how much they're playing. But
So maybe they get a little bit too lit, But again, Mexico against U.S., people went crazy. It was a
insane.
crazy game on and off the field.
This game was crazy with the players, with the coaches, with the fans. Like, honestly, man, like I was watching this game and I'm just like, what is going on? Like, it felt like the Twilight Zone where I'm just looking at the game and I'm like, all right, is this really what's going on right now? Like, it was just like you just couldn't believe it. Like, honestly, like you just really couldn't believe it. There was just so many crazy things going on.
Well, let's start off with the lineups, right? We don't,
Okay.
In the sense of who was Mexico's best players and who was USA's best players.
Okay.
So, the outstanding players for Mexico, you have Irving Lozano. He's probably our best player.
Yeah.
He's in his prime. He plays for Napoli. He gets regular minutes. We have Tecatito Corona as well. He plays for Porto. Doesn't get a lot of minutes. And he's actually really old too. You have other players like Herrera.
Yeah.
Really old. Don't get
Come
me
on,
wrong.
bro. He's a Liga champion, bro.
La Liga. Hey, well.
Come on, bro. The Liga champion, bro.
Yeah.
Don't be disrespecting my boy.
Yeah,
like
he
that.
showed that Atletico spirit in him. Almost knocked out the goalie, but we'll
Ooh.
get into that. And Ochoa, everybody knows Ochoa.
Ochoa's up in there.
I remember growing up, Ochoa was the goalie, and he's still the goalie.
Come on, bro. It's only been 10 years.
But back in the day, like, women used to like him a lot more. I haven't
It was
heard
the
this.
hair, man.
It was the hair, right?
It was the hair.
It was something new.
Yeah, man. The
They
hair.
got- they got bored.
Yeah, man.
Man.
He got a cut, and it's never been the same.
Yeah, exactly. And then Moreno.
Yeah, Moreno.
He's a little older as well. Most of these guys are past their prime.
Oof.
And you're going on the other side now. Notable players you have to start off with is Pulisic, Champions League winner,
Mhm.
Captain America himself
Mhm.
in the flesh.
Mhm. Right.
Leading. Come on, man. Why are you giving me that face?
What? What face?
That hater face.
The hater
Are you
face?
drinking a little haterade?
All right, man.
Okay.
Who else we
and
got?
then
Who else we got?
so we have Pulisic. If I didn't make myself clear.
Just double checking.
Plays for Chelsea, right?
Right.
You have Gio Reyna. He plays for
Mhm.
Dortmund. He gets regular minutes there too.
Dude.
You have McKinney. He plays for Juventus.
Yeah.
I don't think he gets a lot of minutes, but you're playing for Juventus.
Yeah. McKinney was
Like-
he was everywhere on the field.
Yeah, he looked
So,
really good.
yeah.
He looked really good.
Yeah, yeah. He won man of the match too, or something like that.
I like the attitude.
He was like the MVP.
He was giving attitude.
He was
Even
getting
though-
choked out though,
He was?
Yeah.
Oh.
You didn't see that?
No, I didn't see that.
bro. He was getting choked. Yeah,
Well, that's
you
why-
missed that? Yeah. He was getting choked out by Herrera. Guardado.
Oh shit.
Yeah, dude. Like I'm telling you,
Yeah.
like it was,
Yeah.
dude. There
I
was
missed
fights
that.
in yeah, dude. He was getting choked out, and we're just
That's
like,
why he had the attitude.
Hey,
I would
come on,
have had
bro.
the attitude too.
Come on, you're getting choked out. You gotta have an attitude.
The U.S. team also has Dest. He's a Barcelona player. Gets regular minutes, and then
Oh my bad. Herrera was choking him out.
yeah,
So he was definitely showing the Atletico spirit.
yeah. I'm telling you, Atletico, yeah. And then you had the
Man.
goalkeeper. He plays for City. Stefan. Okay.
Dude.
You want to talk about more how the game progressed?
I just want to say
I
something.
think we already skipped some.
Oh, we skipped a lot, but like
let's
no,
recap.
no, but it's fine because honestly, there was just so much going on. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, we cannot keep up with all the things that were was just going on.
And the reason why I went through the names is just to show the difference between like very young players
Yeah.
and very old players.
Well, no,
past their prime,
bro.
and these players that are barely going into their prime.
I'm so glad you mentioned that because I was literally looking at this Mexico lineup, and I'm like, half this team was at the World Cup,
Yes,
Right?
many times.
right? And the U.S.
I don't think.
was maybe Pusick.
No, he hasn't been to a World Cup.
He wasn't oh no, right, the 2018 didn't even
No,
make
they
it.
didn't even make
yeah,
it.
none of them been to the World
No,
Cup.
like a lot of them haven't. If
Yeah.
any.
Yeah, that's what and I'm just like,
Bro, Pulisic is 22 years old.
Yeah.
He missed the one that was 18.
Right.
And he was definitely not in the 14.
yeah, dude. So I looked up the 23-man roster in the World Cup for 2018, and familiar faces that you mentioned, Memo Ochoa
Mm-hmm.
was there, Hector Moreno was there,
Yes.
Hector Herrera was there,
Yeah.
Andres
Lozano.
Guardado was there,
Andres Guardado. He
Andres
came off
Guardado
the bench.
was there. Yeah.
Came off the bench.
Still though, he was there. Corona was there. Dude, our best players were on the field. Our World Cup players, right? Were on the
very
field.
Old, very old.
And-
so you see why this Mexico team doesn't excite me at all. Like
Right.
we have the only player we look forward to now is Lozano. And he's not a Cuauhtémoc Blanco where he can carry
Oof.
the team.
Man.
Bro, we have trash teams with Cuauhtémoc, and he would carry the team. Like, well, they weren't even this trash.
Well,
We had
I was
Borghetti,
gonna say, man, don't
yeah,
disrespect the
yeah.
Mexicans.
I'm just.
Come on, man. I
I'm
know
just
you're
saying,
you're
yeah,
absolutely.
I'm just upset.
I
I'm
know.
just
Yeah,
upset.
you're
I'm
mad.
upset.
You're mad. I
Yeah.
understand. Yeah, I was gonna say, come on, man. But yeah, dude, like this team is supposed to be our projected, potentially our World Cup team,
Yeah,
right? Like,
I'm not excited.
with
at
a
all.
few changes here and there, right? But this is the foundation for our World Cup team in Qatar.
Bro, like when Antuna is one of your starters, like bro, like I don't want fish. I don't want for
Dude,
my
why you
striker,
hating- why
bro.
you- come on.
Come on, man. I want
Atuna wasn't that bad.
He wasn't,
Come on.
but he's not.
Okay, man, I don't want to go everywhere on this topic,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
just want to mention something. In Mexico's starting 11, who was the worst player?
In Mexico starting at 11, it's pretty simple. It's gonna be Araujo.
Araujo.
Yeah, Araujo. Just because our defense was trash.
Really?
Yeah.
Araujo.
Yeah, because you said starting 11.
Yeah, the starting
But-
11. Yeah.
But then you have other people that came in and didn't do anything good either.
Who
So,
was the person that you felt like didn't do crap?
Carlos Salcedo. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how you can become a defender. You're coming in as a defender, so you're not tired, and yet the defense looks so weak.
Yeah.
So-
they couldn't make any real stoppage.
Yeah, no, unacceptable.
You see, man, you're better than me because I want to blame Well, not
Guardado?
blame, yeah. For
You're
missing
gonna
the
blame
penalty
for
kick.
missing? Of course.
For tying
Yeah.
up the game. I think that was such a crucial moment that it had to he had to make it in. But I also don't want to take away from the goalie, the U.S. men's goalie.
Well, I think we can lead into it, right?
Again,
So
yeah.
Let's lead into
again, man.
let's talk into it. So then halftime happens, and I see that like Mexico is dominating. Mexico is looking good.
We popping.
Even though it's tied 1-1, it's looking really good for Mexico.
Yeah.
We have trash players, but they have experience.
Yeah.
And honestly, they're going at it with the U.S. players, to my surprise.
Yeah, it was a good game. The game was solid.
My expectations were that U.S. were just going to dominate the game and beat Mexico. That's what they should do on paper, right?
Beat U.S.
The U.S. should beat Mexico.
Oh, the U.S. should beat Mexico. By paper. Based on paper. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But because of experience and because of chemistry.
Right. Okay.
Mexico is looking a lot better.
Had the advantage, yeah.
Next thing you know, they put in Diego Lainez.
Beast.
This guy is like 3 foot tall.
Bro, beast though.
3 foot tall, bro.
But a beast though.
Like,
El Chiquito Gigante, bro.
El Chiquito Gigante. That's his nickname?
No.
Oh. So whenever they put him in, he scores a really nice goal.
Dude, and you're like,
really nice
whoa.
goal. And it
was a good goal.
I
had to play it 3 times just to make sure I got the full view.
Yeah, I probably played it 4 or 5 times. But then next thing you know, like I said, defense.
Right.
3 minutes later.
3 minutes later.
3 minutes later, they score on us.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, great. And
Wetson McKinney scored.
Yeah, to be fair, he had already missed like 2 headers. And
I mean, it was getting there.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Memo Ochoa was doing Memo Ochoa.
But the thing is, you just scored. Don't.
Yeah.
There's 10 minutes left.
How do you get off guard?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, don't get off. Like, that's when you're supposed to be on your top.
Exactly.
Game and make sure that you don't make any mistakes.
You have 11 minutes left on the game.
Ugh.
Don't screw it up. Okay. So next thing you know, the U.S. ties the game. We go to extra time.
Right.
And then, that's when things got a little rowdy, right?
Dude, it started getting, I think the whole guilt, for the most part, yes. Right. In extra time, honestly, yeah. It was probably most rowdiest part
that's when it started
of the
getting
entire
rowdy.
game.
Yeah.
It was getting very rowdy.
That's when the game got delayed, right?
It got delayed, yeah.
Why did it get delayed, Galindo?
Because the Mexican fans were chanting the famous P word.
The P word.
The P word.
Ooh, we can't say it anymore.
Yeah, it's forbidden. It's a forbidden word.
The word we cannot say. The forbidden word.
It's a forbidden word.
Yeah, the word we cannot say its name.
Okay. I'm not gonna say it, so I don't know what I was gonna say, but yeah. So, all right, man. So the fans, the fans are gonna do what the fans do. The Mexican
They're
fans.
gonna keep saying it.
Oh, come on, man. You tell them don't say it. That's gonna make me want to say it even more.
Oh yeah, especially at a Mexico game.
Yeah, man. Like
come on, you're trying to mess with my First Amendment?
Listen, man. When I went to the Azteca and the goalkeeper had the ball and was gonna kick it off, I said football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like,
you said football.
Football. So I was Gucci. You know what I mean? I wasn't tripping.
Yeah.
But, these organizers, whoever these organizers are, they're cracking down on this homophobic chant.
Who said it was homophobic, though?
The organizers.
The organizers.
Yeah, whoever the organizers are.
Did they get new organizers? Because this word has been used for many decades.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And it's a vulgar word.
But times are changing.
It's a vulgar word. Well, I'm just saying, if it's a homophobic word, I would accept it and move on.
Right.
The thing that's different is that this isn't a homophobic word. It's like the U.S. chant.
Okay.
The U.S.
USA?
chant. No,
Oh, which one? What chant?
Whenever you don't agree with a ref's call, the fans call him asshole.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's a vulgar word.
Uh-huh.
What if a Mexican would tell the U.S. stop saying that word? It's homophobic. But you're an English speaker and you know it's not homophobic.
Mhm.
You understand the word is vulgar, but
It's
you
not
know it's not.
necessarily
It's not necessarily homophobic. So now you have people that don't speak the language telling you what your language means, and that's what I have a problem with. Okay. Now, the second thing is this. Again, just don't make it about homophobic. I agree it's a vulgar word, but that's the thing I don't like about it. Second thing is that, you know, I don't know if y'all are really worried about being ethical in FIFA. We have a World Cup next year. The World Cup next year.
They ain't ready to listen, Orlando.
Man, let me tell y'all this. So y'all are against homophobic chants, but y'all are for slavery.
Ooh.
So
Come on.
they're
man.
using literally Qatar 2022. They're using slavery work in order to build the stadiums and the infrastructure for this city that was not ready for a World Cup.
Man, let me just add on to that, right? To bring up this specific group, the American Outlaws. They're supporters of the U.S. men national and women's soccer team, right? They went ahead and they released a statement, and this is their words. During the month of Pride, members of the LGBTQ plus community should be celebrated. Instead, Sunday night and last Thursday night, they were once again subject to a homophobic chant in a large number of many supporters of the Mexican national team. It's unacceptable, and the situation has become untenable. Right? This behavior, in addition to hurting the objects from the stands that put players. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh, but them throwing objects was crazy too.
Yeah.
Like I don't support that.
No,
I don't
support that
Yeah,
either.
I'm not laughing, but
No.
it's just crazy that I forgot that
They did.
they were doing this, right?
And it's crazy how the U.S. is supposed to be a home team.
Dude,
Yeah.
and this is the part where it's crazy, right? So they were saying, so this is what they said. This behavior, in addition to hurling of objects from the stands that put players both team at risk, as well as racism directed to black players and their families, has gone unimaginated for too long. We will not tolerate it, and if someone that is doing any of this, you are not welcome with us, nor should you have the privilege of being called a soccer fan. We have repeatedly reached out to the Concacaf, man, good luck with them, in order to hear what they plan to do to stop those who are using the homophobic chants and to root out the fans who make such an incredible game a nightmare for supporters in the stands and players on the field. We welcome the opportunity to meet with them and immediately work on this, but our members and fans are tired of waiting. Enough is enough.
Well, I welcome them to keep that energy with slavery in Qatar 2022.
Well, I'm glad
really-
you're keeping that energy because a fan posted this, and I thought this was interesting as well.
Okay.
We're gonna just call him Justin because I don't want to put his business out there. He said, "We cannot control other countries or their fans. I suppose you could selectively keep out their fans while in the U.S., but then you are blaming every one of their fans for the actions of a few. I guess the fact is that we are culturally different. Are we going to boycott the World Cup in Qatar if we qualify? It's the second most dangerous country for homosexuals to travel to. I know the answer to that question. I just don't have an answer on what can be done that would be effective."
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it goes back to what I was saying. It's not a homophobic chant. It is a vulgar chant.
Right.
But that's when you're telling somebody that it's water but it's piss, like it starts to get annoying after a while. You're calling these people homophobic when they're not. It's just part of the culture. It's part of the game. What if are we gonna stop calling refs assholes? No, like it's part of the culture. It's part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like everybody needs to be educated on this, not just the Mexican fans, but the U.S. fans as well. Because when you insult somebody without really understanding their culture, that's when it becomes a gray area to me. And to me, the bigger problem is the slavery that's happening in Qatar. I even spoke to you. I want to boycott the World Cup.
Right.
Will I? It's something I grew up with.
Right.
You know, it's hard. It's like World Cup's every 4 years. Imagine if the Super Bowl was every 4 years, and now, you know, you're not gonna be able to watch it this year. So it's like, I think everybody needs to get educated other than just blaming somebody for something, and definitely no to the objects. Like,
Oh yeah, don't
stop.
throw. Yeah, man. The throwing on the field is very, it's crazy, right? Like it's just.
And
It's not a good look,
and,
man.
And
It's not a
it's
good
not
look.
the first time we see that.
Oh, no.
We've seen that, especially,
Oh, dude.
man.
It's wild.
Don't let Mexico play Honduras, because both fans start throwing shit. Like, right?
And the problem with Honduras fans is that there's a few. They can't keep up with the numbers. You know what I mean? Like,
Nah, not in Houston. There's a
No,
lot. In Houston, there's a lot of fans. There's a lot of Honduras
but like
fans.
percentage wise.
Enough to make a really like bad situation.
Right.
Yeah.
But enough to where they'll get their butts whooped.
Yeah, but
Even though we
but we're not gonna go.
Yeah, I was gonna, even
claim.
though the
We're
All
not
Sports
going
Matter
home.
podcast does not support violence.
Yeah, we don't.
We condone violence.
But it's again the culture, like,
Yeah, man. It's just a bad look, you
It's a
know.
bad look. It's a
Throwing
bad look.
throwing, you know, just throwing trash at players.
Yeah.
I used to enjoy it when I was little, but I was little, like I'm a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna throw stuff at somebody. Like that's not a way to help the team out. Even the select, that doesn't help nobody, because
Yeah.
a Mexican player got hurt because someone threw a water bottle at them
Wow.
while they were trying to break up. You know, like what was going on in the chaos. They got hit with the water bottle, and then we're like, you know, like we're hurting our own players. Like it doesn't help nobody.
Yeah, but even then, it's like you gotta respect that as a person. Like I
True.
wouldn't, you know, like I don't care what jersey you're wearing. Like why? It doesn't give you a reason to throw water or spit or do it, whatever.
Yeah.
But man, like people go crazy.
And I'll say this, man: if the U.S. men's soccer want an advantage in the crowd, how about you don't host it in L.A.? How about you don't host the final in?
You can host it in Columbus
in
with the Columbus
Houston,
crew.
in
the
Dallas,
Columbus crew
in
doesn't
Colorado.
exist anymore.
Listen,
That's
man.
another topic. But
yeah, man.
Yeah, host it in Toronto.
But you know, let's be honest, man. We know the Concacaf knows that Mexican fans are gonna pay.
They know Mexico US versus USA sells.
Right, and you know that, and they know that Mexico fans will show up.
Yes.
That's a given, right?
Yes.
And they know, and that's the other thing that kind of annoys me with the because they suspended the game,
For 10 minutes.
right? They suspended the game, and they said, oh, if this continues, we'll play the game behind closed doors the next day,
Yeah.
right?
They
That's
should
not a
just-
solution.
Well,
That's not a proper. That's
it's
a
not
good
a proper
solution.
solution, but if they want to keep that energy, they should do that with every game.
Yep.
Like if they're serious about this chant, right? Like my thing is, they want to still charge the people. They still want to get the revenue from
Right.
it. But you know, like
Yep.
what's it's not a real solution.
It's
like
not. It's not. And so, yeah,
think-
man, this game was crazy.
it was a crazy game.
Again, I'll go back to what
And-
I said originally. The game was crazy. I mean, towards the end, man, we had the potential to tie it up, but
Yeah. Okay. So
yeah, I was gonna say let's go back.
Let's finish up the game.
Yeah, man.
So after the extra times, Christian Pulisic with 6 minutes left on the game, gets fouled, and they get a penalty. The U.S. gets a penalty. The Pulisic scores such a beautiful penalty. Like Memo threw himself amazingly good. No goalkeeper.
he gets the right way.
Yeah, he gets the right, but that's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
And then in the last minute, Mexico gets a penalty. You know, so just
Oh, I was gonna ask you, man. Is
Okay.
Christian Pulisic your Captain America?
he's my Captain America.
Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
he's the USA Captain
Okay,
America.
so you're disregarding Sam Wilson as your Captain America.
Hey man, I didn't like
I see where you lie. Your intentions lie.
I'm gonna have to see the next one. Because
You gotta see the movie.
Yeah, I gotta see the movie. The series didn't convince me, man.
Man.
It didn't convince me. When you get to brag about beating a teenager girl, and it makes you Captain America.
I mean, he
like,
technically
go
didn't
ahead.
beat her.
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
no spoilers, no spoilers.
Nah, they should have watched it by now.
Anyways, okay. I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure that I wanted to double check that Christian Ballistic is your Captain America.
It's the USA's.
So he's
America.
not your Captain America. You reject him.
I do not reject him.
So he is your Captain America.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Thank
the,
you.
And the USA's.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. All right. So next thing you know, we got this old man
Oof.
come up to the penalty spot by the name of Andres Guardado.
Oof.
He shoots a penalty, and it gets blocked.
A nasty
And
block too.
It was an ugly block.
Oof.
So, you know,
Mm.
why didn't Chicharito? why didn't Chucky shoot that penalty? That's my biggest. That's
It literally could have been one of the youngsters.
Yes.
And Chucky,
Chucky.
Corona. Yeah, I'm like,
Chucky.
bro, Diego, get that boy in there, man.
Get that second.
5'3" in there, man. El
5'3"?
Chiquito Grande.
He's
Bro,
5'3".
he's short, man. I mean, compared to everybody on the field, the homeboy is short. I
Yeah.
think he's like 5'4", I think.
I think he's 5'5".
5'6". That's a lie.
Yeah.
He ain't no 5'6".
Yeah.
That dude is not a 5'6".
I know a 5'6" guy when I see one.
Yeah, he ain't it.
Yeah, nah. Couple girls I dated were 5'6". He ain't taller than that.
Maybe 5'6" with some heels on, man.
Yeah.
Maybe with some soccer cleats, but the homie in sandals,
Oh.
he ain't no 5'6".
He was wearing 2 socks too.
But yeah, man, I'll be honest with you. If it would have went in, I would have been okay with the decision, but it
Yeah.
didn't go in. And at the end of the day, it's like, come on, man. Like, Mexico has a real issue with trusting the younger players.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I think that's Mexico's issue. That has always been Mexico's issue. They focus more on experience and I guess like seniority.
They're really bad at developing players.
Yeah. And I don't like it because the U.S. men's team, like I said, all of them are brand new. No players from the qualifier are in here, which is amazing.
Yeah, and another thing from the qualifier, you mean from the World Cup?
The World Cup,
Yeah.
yeah, because they didn't make it to the.
Yeah,
the-
but they
the
were
World-
playing in the qualifiers.
No,
right? Pulisic was.
Well, Pulisic was, but I don't.
Some of them, yeah. Some of them
A
were.
few of them?
Yeah. Yeah. But that's a different
That doesn't
topic.
even. Yeah, it doesn't even matter because these guys are killing it.
And then lastly, I want to talk about this game is so Mexico loses,
Right.
and then the USA starts celebrating like they won the World Cup.
Oof.
And don't get me wrong, I was happy that they won.
It was a good game.
I wasn't happy because at the end of the day, like my heart goes the Mexican route just because that's the passion in Mexico. It's
Right.
like if USA is playing football, like I would go for USA because it's the football, the passion behind, like that's what you grow up in. Like people in Mexico don't care about football.
Like if
But-
the U.S. best basketball team were playing in the Olympics.
Yeah, against
You would
Mexico,
go-
I would go against for USA.
Right.
Because it's like that's what we do here.
Right.
Nobody in Mexico cares about basketball, just like
True.
most people here in the U.S. don't care about soccer.
Right.
So the passion is in Mexico, right? So, but at the end of the day, I was happy that they won, and but they were celebrating like they won the World Cup. In my mind,
Dude.
I'm like, y'all were supposed to win. Y'all like.
The celebration was a little extreme.
And then now you have like there's they're very hyped, which is I hope the hypeness is not taken for granted. I hope it keeps going.
Right.
I hope they keep winning.
They're able to
games.
build off of this.
Yeah,
And
that's the
have a
only
better
thing.
structure.
What I'm scared of is that they think they won something, and the hunger goes away. That's what I'm scared
Yeah,
of.
man, they didn't win nothing.
They didn't win nothing.
I go back to say that this was basically a glorified friendly.
Yeah. USA team, keep that hunger, keep that energy. I hope y'all go forward. Y'all have a really good squad, and I can see them compete in the World Cup. Mexico team is just a big, like, it's not even
Blow
the
it
players,
up, man.
the whole organization.
Blow it up.
You know, the thing about the U.S. soccer is like, yeah, there's pay to play, but at the end of the day, like, the organization commits itself to invest in their players. And I don't see the Mexican Federation doing that for Mexican players. So,
Yeah.
so
I'm more disappointed. Like, again, I'm hopeful for the U.S. Like, I don't hate the U.S. team. I think their future is very bright. I'm very worried about the Mexico team. I think, again, we are relying too much on our veteran players. It's time for them to step down and help grow the next generation. I think this game is what should tell the Mexican Federation, oh, hey, maybe we should focus on the young players. Maybe we should start developing the younger players to take over the midfield. You know what I mean? Because the Guardado era is done. So we're gonna keep it. We're just gonna keep it a buck. The game was entertaining. The tournament was trash. Let's move on to tournaments that actually matter. So now that we're talking about a real tournament, Orlando.
okay.
We got the
What's it called?
So officially it's called the Copa America,
Okay.
right? But in the streets.
In the streets.
In the
the
streets.
streets of what? Of Harlem.
Man, in the streets of Brazil, the favelas,
The favelas.
favelas, bro. In the favelas,
In the
bro.
favelas.
They're all
Ooh.
talking about, hey, are you tuning into La
In the
CopaVirus?
The CopaVirus. Ooh.
CopaVirus
In
2021.
the favelas of Sao Paulo. Is it Sao Paulo?
Sao Paulo, bro.
Sao Padre.
Sao
Sao Padre.
Who
In the
knows,
favela.
bro? One of the South.
Hey, it's in the dirty South.
In the dirty South. Yeah, man. Copa America is about to start. Man, dude, this Copa America honestly is really crazy that again, a lot of drama going on.
Uh-huh.
Like, honestly, just to kind of recap on this drama, originally it was supposed to be played in 2020,
Yeah.
but COVID happened, so it was canceled.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be originally hosted by Colombia
Mhm.
and Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
The reason for Argentina being in there is that Argentina wanted to show the FIFA officials that they could host their own World Cup in the future. So that's why they participated with Colombia on this, right?
Yeah.
But now with the starting of the Copa America, the
CONMEBOL. Yes.
decided to pull it out of Colombia because of the political turmoil that's going on right now.
Yeah, crazy
It's
stuff.
It's going down in Colombia.
Hey, a lot of things are going down.
Political
Okay.
unrest is what's going down currently.
Yeah.
And so they decided to pull that out. and so they decide, and then they focus on Argentina. But Argentina, basically, they wanted to get a little bit more money to make sure that safety protocols were ensured. And so the CONMEBOL,
They're like,
Nah.
more money is no money.
no money. They were like, nah, we Gucci. And so they pulled it out of Argentina. And now Brazil becomes the host. This is, I believe, the second time straight,
The second straight time.
right? Because
But,
it was 2017
It was in Brazil, and then in 2016 we had it in the U.S.
in the U.S.
and then it's going back to Brazil.
So it's, yeah,
So
Brazil.
like it messes up the whole flow of let's try to make it as equal as possible
Right.
throughout South America.
Right. So Brazil are the ones back hosting it. The problem is Brazil, COVID is destroying Brazil right now, man. They have the second highest death toll.
So
behind the
Argentina
United
said
States.
no because they had COVID problems, and Brazil is worse than Argentina, and they said yes.
Right.
Just to make that clear.
Just to make that clear, and one of those things is obviously like when you have something like this going on, at the end of the day, man, it's politics, right? All of this is politics.
Yes, big time.
Because the government wants to host it so they can get some money coming into the country.
Yeah.
Because right now, basically all of South America are being devastated by COVID, with closing up, with lockdowns, and it's just one of those things that you have to find a balance, right?
Exactly.
But then you also have to have a balance of like the people, like their health.
Yes.
And how does this affect Brazil?
Yes.
And so they're already kind of, so there's been a fight with this. A lot of, the players have been outspoken about this, even close to saying that they're willing to boycott it.
There's rumors that they want to boycott.
Right.
I know Neymar said that he said something along the lines of, I don't want to play this tournament, but I'll never say no to wearing the shirt of Brazil.
Right.
Which it's a tough situation to be in. Right.
And so after ruling from the Supreme Court of Brazil, the tournament is going to be hosted and it is going to be played. They basically are going to play without no fans. They're going to make sure that these teams stay quarantined. There was a little, not a rumor, but there was some policies that they were talking about that they wanted all players, all participants to get the vaccine. And then kind of last minute they said no, because of symptoms, it was going to affect players' performance and they wanted to avoid that. So they basically said, okay,
so
don't worry about it.
So what if they get symptoms during the tournament?
And that's the thing, man. That's endangering the players' health. So that's another thing. You know what I mean? Like there's so many layers to this that it's kind of crazy that, in the U.S., we're opening up, man. We're hosting the Mexican-U.S. final. And over there in Brazil, like, people are still suffering. People are still...
They're still trying to figure this.
Yeah, they're still trying to figure out.
Yep,
they're still trying to get vaccines and distribute it to the people, right?
Yeah.
One of the mayors in Brazil, they even said, like, hey, we're not gonna host the game here because we're using the stadium as almost like a hospital, like a field hospital.
Yeah, I saw that.
You saw that, right? So it's like one of those things, like, okay, like there's a balancing act, right? But the balancing looks to be only on one side.
On the financial side.
On the financial side.
Which, unfortunately, leaders, a lot of them just look at that.
Right.
The thing is, CONMEBOL historically has always been very disorganized.
Right.
We just talked mess about the Mexican Federation. Right. The CONMEBOL is not better, and it's probably worse. So, them doing this is not surprising. It's just frustrating for all the people that, like, lost a loved one. Now they got to see this tournament take place, and you might get tourists there. You might get people that just want to party, go to Brazil, not realizing the dangers of the situation, and hopefully everything else comes out good. But it's sounding kind of like the Fire Festival.
The Fire Festival?
Yeah,
whoa, that's crazy.
Like, that's what it sounds like to me. Like, they had a 2 week. They changed the location 2 weeks before the tournament started. Sounds like a disaster waiting to happen.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm worried about that's like the main thing that I think about is, like, all of this is coming in recent weeks, right? Like, the changes.
Yes.
And so it's like, how is Brazil prepared for what you said, the incoming tourists that might go, the stadiums themselves, the personnel,
the
transportation. You have all these things that are going on,
and you need to make sure not even one person gets infected.
Right.
Not
Because
even one.
right. And and that's kind of like the part where you're just like, all right, like, you know, how is this gonna work? How am I supposed to enjoy this tournament with all this stuff going on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm almost like I feel guilty because I want to watch it.
Exactly.
And I'm like, man, I shouldn't be watching this because I'm technically supporting their moves to host this tournament, because people said, why not just hold it off for another year?
Yeah.
Right?
They said no.
They said no. They want to start it now.
They want their money now.
They want the money now, and it's just like one of those things. Like, I don't think they understand. Well, they do understand, right? They're doing the cost benefits for the tournament. And the crazy part is, I was reading that a lot of their main
what's crazy is, like, I'm not a scientist, right? But like, the thing is that if you're healthy, the chances of you getting symptoms from a vaccine are very low. So I don't know why they didn't just go with that, like.
But it affects different people. That's the main thing why they didn't do that.
Yeah, but I'd rather it's like an injury.
But just to add on top of that, though, why are we forcing players to take the vaccine if they don't want to? Right? That's another thing just to add in there, like
I mean,
a separate issue, right? But it's like now we're forcing, again, another issue. We're forcing players to take this vaccine that they might not want to or might not feel comfortable with taking.
Because of the circumstance, right? So like, if they don't want to be a part of it, if they don't want to take it, they shouldn't be a part of it.
But there you go. You might not want to be a part of it, but now you have the country looking at you, the government, the federation, the coach, the players.
Yeah.
They're all looking at you. You know what I mean?
It is what it is. Like,
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
you got to look out for yourself. Like, I would just the situation. The situation is at the point where everybody there needs a vaccine, and if you don't want to get a vaccine, just don't be there, just to be safe. Scientifically safe, I guess, but that's just my 2 cents.
So, but yeah, I was gonna say a lot of their sponsors have pulled out of the tournament. I saw MasterCard, a lot of the big alcoholic beverages have pulled out.
There's not gonna be any people.
Yeah, well, not only that, but like they don't want to,
associated.
Yeah, it's like because
it's
then,
a buzzkill.
Yeah, dude, like imagine a sponsor, hopefully nothing happens, right? There's no major outbreak or whatever, but like say there's more people dying.
Yeah.
The sponsors are literally connected with this.
Yes.
Like their names on the freaking banner. You know what I mean? Yeah, like their names on the freaking banner. So like to them it's not a good PR move. Like you don't want to make this, you don't want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
And so like a lot of their sponsors have pulled out. I think they should have just created a bubble. Like the NBA did.
Yeah, but
have all teams in 2 cities.
That would have required them to be competent though. Like,
true.
Like that.
No, not even that, but like to have a plan, like an actual plan, like the NBA
to be
did,
competent,
to be able to do that.
Yeah, so they should have done that like a year ago.
Right.
Like planned for it.
Right.
Like a year ago.
Well, to them, yeah, maybe a year because
but
the
not
NBA,
2 weeks.
No, but think about it.
Not
No,
2
yeah,
weeks.
yeah, because I was gonna say the NBA they were able to plan this out within a few months.
Like 3 months.
It didn't take them that long to do it.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
And they had a lot of teams. It was almost equal, if not more, teams, right?
It was probably more.
Yeah, it was more because it was like 10 on each side, so it was like 20 teams. So that's just one of those things that, they didn't have enough time to really prepare, and when you don't prepare, there's going to be mistakes, and hopefully for Brazil and the people there, it's not a costly one. But yeah, man, and it kind of sucks because I wanted to talk about like who are the favorites, who do you think is gonna win, but then it's like, does that even matter? Like, you know what I mean? Like at the moment, it doesn't really matter because at this point, we just want to make sure that all the players are safe, all the personnel is safe, the people are safe because
the people of Brazil.
Yeah, man, and the people that travel, the tourists too, that are gonna be going.
But why would like? I know people are gonna go,
right?
But why would they go, right? But
because it's the Copa America.
Yeah, but some people, I don't know.
Listen, man, I know some people that went to Orlando, Florida,
just to be by the bubble, right?
Just so they could go on the rides.
Oh, okay. Talking from personal experience.
Visit the Harry Potter amusement park
Without lines.
without lines. You know what I mean? So
People are going to Florida.
yeah, bro. South America is the continent version of Florida.
What?
So it's one of those things that it's gonna happen, man. Hopefully, once the tournament starts, the same with the Euros, we can talk about it a little bit more. Maybe be in a better, more upbeat mood to talk about this, because honestly,
at the moment, it doesn't.
Yeah, man, it just doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Right.
It doesn't just feel right to just talk about it and who's gonna win. But anyways, guys, I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. And please comment. What do you guys think about the Concacaf final? How crazy was that? And what do you guys think about the CopaVirus? And so this has been Galindo and my boy right here,
And Lando.
Deuce.
See ya.